Hello, this is Flights in Asia, and for today's video will take us to Malaysia and Thailand, where AirAsia's long-haul arm AirAsia X's recovery is now underway after being grounded for more than 2 years. With international travel and border restrictions now being eased, AirAsia X and Thai AirAsia X have also set their plans out, looking beyond the recovery following the COVID-19 pandemic. Compared to Capital A and AirAsia's other subsidiaries, the recovery from the long-haul arm AirAsia X has lagged behind the other carriers. This has been mostly attributed to the fact that AirAsia X serves primarily international destinations with wide-body jets, while the other AirAsia subsidiaries operates a combination of domestic and international routes, where while international flights have been limited due to border restrictions until recently, the carriers have eased their way into recovery through the domestic flights. Meanwhile, for AirAsia X, because of the international border restrictions to and from their key markets in Asia, the Malaysia-based AirAsia X and the Thailand-based Thai AirAsia X have been grounded for most of 2 years due to the COVID-19 pandemic. During this time, there were some exceptions, with AirAsia X aircraft, the Airbus A330s, being used for limited cargo ops. However, for the most part, the airline has had to wait for the easing of border restrictions, and the airline underwent a restructuring to address its financial situation. Now, as things are reopening, the AirAsia X's relaunch strategy is now well underway. The result has been both the AirAsia long-haul carriers resuming and starting new routes, as they both increase their flight operations. From Malaysia, AirAsia X is planning to operate 10 routes with 44 weekly flights within the next few months. Flights to Seoul, Incheon, and New Delhi have since been relaunched, and the airline has confirmed plans to relaunch flights to Australia, New Zealand, and Japan. Joining these destinations, AirAsia X will also be launching new flights to Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, and Taipei next month. From December, there will also be a further increase in flights, especially to popular routes such as to Seoul, Incheon, bringing the total number of flights operated by AirAsia X to 53 weekly flights before the end of the year. According to AirAsia X CEO Benjamin Ismail, the airline is currently operating with 4 Airbus A330s, which will be joined by an additional 9, bringing up the number of aircraft in operation for the carrier to 13. Along with mentioning Jeddah and Taipei to the route network, Ismail also addressed the planned route launch to Istanbul, Turkey, which AirAsia X will be announcing more details later. Meanwhile, AirAsia X's Thai-based counterpart, Thai AirAsia X, will be operating 5 routes with 22 weekly flights. From its base in Bangkok, the airline is currently operating relaunched flights to South Korea and Japan, which will be joined in December by the addition of flights to Melbourne and Sydney in Australia and Sapporo, Japan. To support the relaunch and the addition of new routes, AirAsia X will be recalling some of the flight crew that have been furloughed and retrenched. So far, the airline reports 175 pilots and 285 cabin crew have been reactivated, including 131 who were retrenched. Going forward, AirAsia X is trying to expand but do it efficiently. Leading the relaunch of the carriers is the founder and CEO of Capital A, Tony Fernandez, who is serving as the acting group CEO of AirAsia X. Fernandez highlighted the current strategy of the airline, focusing on its most popular and profitable medium-haul destinations. In a statement, Fernandez said, quote, "This strategy ensures that the AirAsia Group can operate at an optimal frequency on our core routes in order to keep our costs down and deliver the best fares in the market for our consumers, while at the same time maximizing our revenues to ensure a successful and viable airline for the future." Beyond the medium haul, Fernandez also mentioned the plans for launching the new long-haul routes to Istanbul, along with bigger plans to introduce flights to London and Dubai, which we can expect more details about the launch of those routes in the future. While AirAsia X's recovery is now underway, so far it's still getting back on its footing, focusing on its strengths while giving us some things to look forward to, such as the planned route launches to London, Dubai, and Istanbul. However, the real challenge also for AirAsia is to make the airline financially viable, as prior to the COVID-19 pandemic, the airline has dealt with financial issues. I definitely hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. This has been Flights in Asia, highlighting the news and updates from the aviation and travel scene in the Asia Pacific. For more of the latest updates, you can check out the website at www.flightsinAsia.com. In the meantime, thank you for watching and have a great day.